Our shared sense of reality is gone. There was a time when everyone watched the news at the same time, and kids watched cartoons roughly the same time. There was a time when the transmission ended for everyone at the same time, and everyone went to bed roughly at the same time. That was way before the decentralization of our communication ecosystem. That was probably decades ago. That was as late as 20 years ago, before the smartphone brought about this decentralization that has made us huddle in our own echo chamber and have this autonomy and freedom of choosing what we want to listen to and what we want to agree to. So this has caused obviously a number of problems, and one of them is confirmation bias. Everyone is free to reject what comes up on their feeds and is free to stay in the echo chamber of their choosing because it confirms their bias. Uh, it reinforces their belief of what they believe is right, or reinforces their values or what they value, and feel like this is the right way for the world to be. So this has some benefits because the convenience of not of being able to choose or what your information diet is like, what your entertainment diet should be, is in line with the freedoms that come with being in the free world and should be applauded. But what I see right now, especially with the shootings in Minnesota and the following gaslighting that is being done by politicians, and the push for us to not believe our eyes and to accept a narrative that is very much contrary to what your own senses tell you, is that we are now living in a world where the shared reality has disintegrated. People now view the world in so many different lenses that there is now a blurred sense of what is right. It is not the same as 20 years ago when everyone could discuss one picture, one video, or one film and get a roughly broad consensus of what kind of value could be gotten from it. But now, with so many camera angles, with so many views, and the advent of AI and AI slop and the ability to create fake videos, the sense of reality, shared sense of reality, is gone. Now, another person was shot in Minnesota, and it's pretty obvious, I don't know, to me, that that person did not need to be shot. That was an excessive use of force again, like the previous shooting. So Here you have a guy, uh, uh, this Bovino guy, who is the head of the Border Patrol agency, come on CNN and say something that is completely the opposite of what everyone saw on that video. The evidence is there. It's not even a fake AI video. It is a video from multiple angles. But the guy will come on the TV and lie to everyone's face. They will gaslight you. This is gaslighting at an epic scale. We have never seen such gaslighting before. Now, many governments did gaslight before the smartphone, but we didn't have. They had the ability to gaslight because the evidence was not there for all the population to see. So now it seems to be the go to for politicians to do, to say the opposite of what is true. Now, before, we all knew that politicians were liars and were con men, and they made an effort at least to hide their lies. They made an effort to be tactful of their lies. Now, there's no effort. It's just blatant lies. Just go against your opposition. Even if they say the sky is blue, say it's black. Even if they say the grass is green, say it's blue. Whatever is your opponent, your political opponent is saying, just say the opposite, even if it's true. Now, this, for the people in the middle, this probably appeals to the extreme ends of both spectrums, but for the people in the middle, this has a very nasty effect because no one trusts what is being said anymore. We don't want to see the news if you're going to be lying to our faces. No one wants to be lied to blatantly. That is disrespect at at a scale that people have not seen since I don't know. So the blatant gaslighting is so off-putting, and generally, I feel like this government, this right-wing government that America has right now, is going to be weakened in the next elections because their policies are just unacceptable at this point, and the gaslighting is making it even worse because they're just following the orders of Trump. Trump is a master of gaslighting. He's a master of gaslighting. He's someone who has no moral fiber, so he he will take any action that he deems a positive towards his transactional goals. So everyone under him and the people he chose for loyalty, not for competence. Now, I'm not saying that the opposite side is perfect, but I'm just saying that there is a general disregard for the truth that is happening, and it is it has now flamed into a full blown propaganda war. So whoever can lie the best, whoever can gaslight the best, seems to think they're winning this war, though I don't see how you can win it because you are alienating the majority of common sense people. So this is disturbing because, as someone who follows the news, you want at least some balance, or at least if you're lying to me, try to put some garnish on it. try to make an effort to make it look like the truth. Don't spit on me and call it rain. So we need the adults back, because this obviously is now we are now being run by people who are so far into their emotions politically that they don't see the need for truth anymore. So what's next? What could be the solution for this problem that seems to be now in play? I think a third party, especially in the US, given that the US is basically the center of the world and controls most of the world's economy, a lot of the world's economy, there needs to be a third party in the USA that pulls up and counters this fight between mom and dad. Because, in the same way that a relationship can go bad in terms of the two people gaslighting each other and fighting, and each person doesn't want to listen to the other person, you need a therapist for that marriage or relationship, because a therapist will come into the situation with a new lens. So here in the US, in the political environment, there needs to be a therapist in the sense of a third party. So someone who will come up and offer an alternative will will act as an anchor to the system that is to the pendulum that is swinging too far to the left or to the right, because at this point the pendulum is out of control. So there needs to be a counterweight that will stabilize the pendulum. So the independent party that will come up will ultimately not be there to win the election, but to stabilize the conversation. Because if you're going to advocate on the left for far left policies that are obviously going to be unpopular, and then on the right you're going to advocate for fascist and a fascist agenda that is obviously unpopular and creating such unrest, you need a counterweight, someone in the middle, a referee to stabilize both views, so that at least we can get something along the lines of what was there 10 years ago. Because this is ridiculous. This is an assault on the people's senses. Cannot go on. It cannot go on like this.